Hey guys, today I'm going to go back and talk about Super Bowl Sunday, February 2nd, 2020. That was a huge day for Revelation rituals and um, celestial rituals as well. And I'm going to be talking a lot about Ivanka Trump. There's a lot of significant events surrounding her, and there was a very significant association or correlation to be made with her during the Super Bowl, especially the halftime show. And you can see here that she put out a tweet on February 2nd here as well. And I'm going to be talking about Ivanka Trump. Then we're going to take a look back at the video I did about the Super Bowl, about the relationship between Super Bowl 54 and 55. There were some things that I showed you guys, and kind of a missed opportunity to get ahead of one of these rituals that had to do with the sailing stars, which are the Pleiades, the seven sisters. I showed you guys about the Super Bowl 55 logo here, and then the Golden Gate, the Celestial Golden Gate, in which is the river that Osiris is sailing his boat. But I kind of missed an opportunity here. I've talked about the Pleiades quite a bit in my videos. I did a video almost 2 years ago here now about the Pleiades here. The Pleiades are the sailing stars. And I had more information, and I was going to include them in another video about Super Bowl 55, but the Pleiades actually ended up showing up in Super Bowl 54. But I want to show you how all that works with Ivanka Trump, the Golden Gate rituals that I showed, the Pleiades, and some other things here with the Trump family, and how it was related to that day, February 2nd, 2020. Well, if you see here, this is a tweet that was put out by Ivanka Trump, and she wrote here, "Happy 2/2/2020, likely the only such palindrome you'll experience in our lifetimes. The last occurred 909 years ago, and the next won't happen until 12/12/21/21. Enjoy it, and it may be magical." So here she's doing some fairly significant research here with dates and numbers, and it's no coincidence here that she also has a revelation ritual encoded into this tweet as well. You can see here she put this tweet out at 6:44 a.m. and 6:44 a.m. is 404 minutes into the day. 6 hours times 60 minutes, and then 44 minutes is 404 minutes. And there are 404 total verses in the book of Revelation. So Ivanka Trump, obviously very familiar with number rituals and Revelation. And she put this out on Super Bowl Sunday. And my missed opportunity here on Super Bowl Sunday here, we had the halftime show where they showed this view from above during the halftime show. This is the symbol for Venus, and we have this little star cluster here. This represents the Pleiades, and the reason that's significant is because we have coming up here on April 3rd the planet Venus. On April 3rd will be directly in the Pleiades star cluster. So that's why they have the Venus symbol here. in conjunction here with the star cluster, and this represents the Pleiades. And this is how I know for 100% sure that this is a Pleiades ritual. And I should have been able to get ahead of this, but if we look at the right ascension coordinates for the Pleiades, which I have the screen centered on here, if you look at those coordinates, the right ascension on the J2000 coordinate system, and that was with the coordinates locked in on January 1st, 2000, at the beginning of the millennium. The right ascension is 3 hours and 47 minutes exactly. And that was also the address of the Hard Rock Stadium, 347. Being that the Super Bowl 55 had the sailing logo, I thought we would see more of a Pleiades ritual in that Super Bowl. But they ended up putting it in this Super Bowl, which makes sense because that Venus-Pleiades conjunction happens 61 days after the Super Bowl. And you can see here that there are 18 of these little stars, and the 18th prime is 61. And from 2/2/2020 to the Pleiades conjunction is 61 days exactly. So they're definitely encoding the Pleiades here with the address of the stadium, the ecliptic coordinates for the Pleiades that were locked in the new millennium, the J2000 coordinates. So a very significant Pleiades star cluster ritual at the Super Bowl. And this is something that Bobby Simpson had pointed out to me. If we look at these stars, inside the stars here are kids, and it kind of looks like they're inside cages. And Bobby had sent this to me. He immediately recognized it as a correlation to the movie The Golden Child. The movie The Golden Child, the 80s movie starring Eddie Murphy. This is the Golden Child. She's inside this egg-shaped cage as well, just like they are in this Super Bowl halftime show. And you'll see why this is so significant in a minute here, and how it connects to Ivanka Trump as well. That's part of it, and Eddie Murphy as well. It's all connected together here. So we have this Golden Child connection here with the children in the cages. And the Golden Child, that movie came out on December 12th, 1986. And the connection here with Ivanka Trump, I'm going to make the connection that she is the Golden Child of the Trump family. Ivanka Trump was born on October 30th, 1981. And if we go to the date that The Golden Child was released on December 12, 1986, it's exactly 267 weeks. And that's significant because the celestial Golden Gate is located at the 267 ecliptic longitude. The celestial Golden Gate in the sky. The celestial Golden Gate between Sagittarius and Scorpio here is at the 267 ecliptic longitude. The generally accepted coordinate here, the 267. Also, if we look at the actress the actor that played the Golden Child in the movie, she was born on September 14th, 1979. Exactly 777 days before Ivanka Trump was born. And of course the 777 represents the divine perfection. And if we look here at this actor who played the Golden Child in the movie. This was her one and only movie role. In her one and only movie, The Golden Child, she played the title character, who was a boy. So this was a female playing the role of a male. So we have a male and female combined here, and I'll show you here in a minute the male and female roles combined here at the Super Bowl ritual as well. But her one and only role, she was likely picked because of this birthday being exactly 777 days old, or 777 days before Ivanka Trump was born. There's an earthquake connection here too that I'm going to show you with Ivanka Trump and the Trump family. There's a couple earthquake connections here. Baron Trump, he was born on March 20th, 2006. But what I want to show you guys here is that in 2017, he was enrolled in the St. Andrew's Episcopal School. And I'm lucky that I took this screenshot and saved it. I've had this screenshot for quite a while, but when he enrolled in that school, as of 2017, the total enrollment was 585, and that's an earthquake number. The study of earthquakes began in 585 BC. Also, that's a World War number. The United States spent a total of 585 days in World War I. 585 connected to both earthquakes and World War. And the way that Trump here is connected to earthquakes, he was elected on 11/9/2016, and that was the 48th anniversary of the New Madrid earthquake. The 1968 Illinois earthquake was a New Madrid event. And Trump was elected on the 48th anniversary of that earthquake. And the kind of a interesting correlation here with the gold symbolism is that the earthquake epicenter was in southern Illinois, and it was in the 618 area code. That's our reference to the golden ratio, or phi. And on April 8th, 2024, there's the solar eclipse that will complete the X over southern Illinois, over Carbondale, Illinois. So we have the 1968 earthquake epicenter almost directly where the two eclipses that form an X will happen. In the 618 area code, southern Illinois, also known as Little Egypt. And that will be on 4/8. Trump elected on the 48th anniversary of this earthquake. And this is a connection I had made with Ivanka Trump back in October 3rd, 2018. I had posted this on the Gematria Truth channel on a Facebook group that I'm part of. And I went and dug this post back up after I saw her put this tweet out, and there was a couple of other things that reminded me to go back and look at this post with her connection here to the Golden Child and the actress in the Golden Child. Her birthday of October 30th, 1981, very significant. I'll just read this to you guys here. So the official story is given that Lee Harvey Oswald used the 6.5 by 52 Italian Carcano to assassinate JFK on 11/22/1963. Where is the ritual for the rifle? And even back in 1963, this was a pretty modest rifle. So I thought I would look up this number, 6552, And if we add 6,552 days to 11/22/1963, that's Ivanka Trump's birthday, October 30th, 1981. Another connection to her birthday is the Georgia Guidestones were completed on 3/22/1980, and that was 587 days before Ivanka's birthday. 3/22/1980 was the completion of the Guidestones. 587 days to her birthday, and 587 is the 107th prime. That's an earthquake number as well. Earthquake in the ordinal, English ordinal cipher, sums to 107. Another earthquake reference. Here I mentioned the earthquakes study began in 585. We had Baron Trump attend the St. Episcopal School, listed a 2017 enrollment of 585 students. Donald Trump was elected president on the 48th anniversary of the New Madrid event earthquake. Another connection here with earthquakes here is the Georgia Guidestones were completed exactly 593 weeks after the New Madrid quake. I kind of worded this funny. There's a couple spelling errors in here too, but you have the Illinois earthquake on 11/9/1968 to 3/22/1980. It's exactly 593 weeks. Another significant number. 593 is the 108th prime number. This is also a Revelation earthquake number, Revelation 6:12, which references the great earthquake, is the 108th verse of Revelation. And 3/22/1980, I've shown you guys this before, but March 22nd, 1980, was the 6th day of the 12th week of 1980. So we have back to our 6/12. For Revelation 6:12, 593rd prime, or the 593, the 108th prime for the Revelation 6:12, the 108th verse of Revelation. Just some very interesting correlations here. I made this post quite a while ago, and it's turned out that it's become more and more significant here, especially with this connection to the Super Bowl and the Pleiades and the movie The Golden Child. And as far as that movie The Golden Child goes, we had the female actor playing the role of a male, and this is something that Bobby had pointed out to me as well. The symbol for Venus is the circle with the cross pointing down, and the symbol for the male is the circle with the arrow pointed up and to the right. The symbol for Mars, you can see here our view that we got at the Super Bowl halftime show. They kind of mix these two symbols together, of the male and female, with the orientation of the Venus symbol, the same orientation as the symbol for Mars, the god of war. And I don't know if you remember this from other past videos, but I've showed you guys that the Georgia Guidestones, if we draw a line from the Georgia Guidestones, And we draw that line to McCormick Place in Chicago. McCormick Place to the Guidestones. That's 585 miles back to our earthquake number. And then another 593. The United States has lost 2 nuclear submarines, the USS Scorpion and the USS Thresher, the 593, and when you draw a line through both of those missing nuclear submarines, they point directly to the German UC-97 in Lake Michigan. Another 593 connection there with the missing submarines. The German UC-97 was used for target practice in Lake Michigan after World War I, I believe it was, or World War II, I can't remember exactly right now. The other part of this ritual here is with Eddie Murphy. And I'm going to leave a link to Bobby's video that he did a few days ago. The Golden Child, Eddie Murphy, and the Venus and the Pleiades. He did a real quick video here, but there's a lot of great information in here. I'll leave a link to that in the description. But what is interesting here is that Eddie Murphy, who starred in The Golden Child, he was born on April 3rd, 1961. So his birthday is actually on the day Eddie Murphy's birthday is actually on the day that Venus is in the Pleiades. I've talked about this before, but this is directly from Revelation chapter 1. And we're going to go over this in more detail coming up here. But what's significant about that is that Eddie Murphy, with his birthday being the day that Venus goes into the Pleiades, he was born in 61. The Super Bowl is exactly 61 days before his birthday. Then we had 18 stars, the 18th prime being 61. But there's also a riddle here, a biblical riddle. In Jewish tradition, the Messiah's donkey refers to the donkey upon which the Messiah will arrive to redeem the world at the end of days. So we have the famous actor whose birthday is on the day that Venus enters the Pleiades. Venus arrives at the Pleiades, and we're going to take a look at this too. Remember, 61 days after the Super Bowl. Shrek, 61, 18 stars, the 18th prime, 61. Eddie Murphy born in 61. But if we look at the movie Shrek, a movie that Eddie Murphy is famous for, Eddie Murphy's character in Shrek was the donkey. So there's a bit of a biblical riddle here with the donkey arriving in the Pleiades, with the reference to Eddie Murphy here. And also, if we look at, it's been a long time since I've seen that movie, but Shrek and the donkey ride on the dragon. And the dragon, of course, is from Revelation as well. And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years. So this whole movie Shrek is really, there's a lot of biblical references and Some interesting symbolism going on with Shrek, with the donkey, the dragon, and definitely part of the Super Bowl 54 ritual here with the Pleiades. One more thing I want to show you with Ivanka Trump. If you go to her Wikipedia page here, you look under her business career, it says that she has a retail line of jewelry. And I'll just read this here. On October 2nd, 2015, it was reported that Ivanka Trump's flagship store on Mercer Street appeared to be closed, and noting that the shop had been stripped clean. In October 2016, the only dedicated retail shop and flagship boutique for Ivanka Trump fine jewelry was located at Trump Tower in Manhattan in New York City, and with her brand also being available at Hudson's Bay and fine jewelry stores throughout the US and Canada. So there's our Hudson Bay reference. Talked a lot about Hudson Bay. The Super Bowl 55 Stadium, Raymond James Stadium, points directly to Hudson Bay. That line passes through Egypt Lake suburb. Just a lot of connections to Super Bowl 54 and 55, with riddles with the Golden Gate, the Pleiades, and connected to Ivanka Trump here, the golden child of the Trump family. Okay, guys, I think that's all I have here. I'm going to be talking more about Revelation chapter 1 here in an upcoming video. I'm also going to go back and cover some of this. Very important, we have to go over this again. End of March, beginning of April, going into this. Pleiades, Venus conjunction on 4/3. So, a lot of stuff to cover. Okay, guys, thanks for watching.